Okie dokie. Oh, I am quite in the way. I am quite in the way. Give me just a second. But hi, hello. How are y'all doing? It is Wednesday. Wednesday. Hi, hi, hi. The self-affirmation, I'm a smart cookie. That's what the self-affirmation that I am going to go with today. That is the self-affirmation that I will be doing. Um, Sorry, I just got a very, very, very pleasant message from someone I look up to. Um, Apologies. Wow, that just made my day. Okay. So hi. Hopefully everyone is doing just dandelions. I am doing absolutely dandelions today, though I kind of did kill my mental a bit after work, but you know, such is life. Besides that, let's see. How has life been going? How has life been going? Life's been going pretty good, you know. We are halfway through the week already. Again, we are working on a self-reading die at the moment. So yes, that is what we are currently working on. We'll see if it works out. It should. There's no reason why it shouldn't, right? But yeah. What are you guys talking about? Fire. There's no fire. Anywho. So today, what we are going to be doing, so we are going to be doing a little bit of electronics. We are going to be doing a bit of CAD. Lovely Yuki actually messaged me the possible issue that we are having that involved the board not being dead. Wait, where's headpats? I had to temporarily disable them. Sorry, I didn't have time to fix it. But yar, and I will make sure to hydrate. Give me just a second to hydrate. Okay, we are hydrated. Okay. Hello Ty, hello Pokemon, hello LM Dragon, hello Stray Cats VT. Nice to see you. Hello Cyboz. Hello Alex, nice to see you, my one and only VIP at the moment. Hello ThatCon, hello Gideon Near. Hello Kynaps, hello hello Sheeny. Congratulations on 14 months. I can't believe I've been streaming long enough that I know for a fact you're the longest subscriber on the channel, so it's always interesting seeing your number go up. And 14 months is absolutely insane to me. Hello to Firefly. Hello, that clone. Hopefully you're doing well today. Hello to Mirrodin. I'm not sure if I already said hi to Gideon here, but I'll say hello twice. Hello, Brink. Hello, Wolf with Sword. Nice to see you. Hello, Random Logic. And hello, Miker. I subbed the day you made affiliate. Yes. Sorry, I had to sneeze. So yes, let's go ahead and get going, you know. I'm in such a good mood today. Hopefully everyone else is in a very good mood. You know, we are again halfway through the week. Hello, hello, how do you do? I do just absolutely dandelions. Absolutely dandelions. And my posture is good. Thank you for checking, Chaos Fire Dragoon. Okay. So, where we left off is that we have these perforated boards that are soldered with our MPU 6050s. Additionally, we have our test program made, and what we need to do first, I think we need to go ahead and connect this guy up to the internet. Did you find the pipe cutter? No, I did not have time to be an adult, unfortunately, so my room remains yet uncleaned. Working my way to triple digits. Nice. Very nice. Yeah. I don't know. I'm in such a good mood. I'm always so happy to see y'all. Like, I was worried I wouldn't be super happy today, but I am always so... It's always so good. I'm always so happy to be able to see y'all. So the thing that I'd like to start with is a problem. How much longer of content mining? I have another 53 days left of content mining. Sorry. At least. However, comma. Dude, yesterday's Yesterday's content was surprisingly difficult. Ty can attest to it. Um, I read multiple books, or like was reading through multiple different like books and archives to try to find the information I needed because I tried to track down like the history of the horsepower and like the actual broad history behind it's very like fuzzy for a lack of a better word. So there was a whole like kit and caboodle that kind of got started. I'm eating AYC hot pot and Korean barbecue, so I'll probably be lurking, but I'm here. Dude, I'm omega jealous of that. I haven't had Korean hot pot before, but I have had Korean barbecue once. Okay, so the problem that we need to adjust though, or work through, is if you look at this perforated board here, you will see that our pins are probably not going to attach too cleanly, so I'm thinking of soldering another set of header pins to the headers. I'm not sure what is typically done actually in field for this. I was surprised you didn't mention the fun fact that the horse has more than 1 horsepower. Sorry, I need to slightly crash out. So Gideoneer. Gideoneer, hi. Hi, how are you? How are you? How are you? How are you, Gideoneer? So, fun fact. Fun horsepower fact. So, while you are correct that a horse can produce bursts of more than 1 horsepower, the original measurement actually came from observing a horse working at a mill, particularly a brewer's mill. For like over the course of an hour, I believe, and the work was averaged out, and then it was also given a slight additive / multiplier to make the horse seem stronger than it was. So when they refer to horsepower, they mean the amount of work that a horse can put in over an extended period of time. So horses can actually burst far higher and work for like brief periods at far higher. Actually, humans can go beyond a horsepower too. Anyways. Apologies. Rather, topologies. And thank you for the hydrate. I will hydrate. I feel like I've already hydrated. And now you know. And now you know. That is so true. Okay. Oh, Poisson. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for the raid, Poisson. Welcome in, Raiders. I'm Oriana Aura. I'm a VTuber, hybrid human dolphin, VTube inventor. Welcome in, welcome in. I'm not sure what you guys were streaming, but thank you so much for the raid, Poisson. Make sure you take a bit of care of yourself. I assume since your name is Poisson that you like mathematics, though of course I don't have any actual idea. What type of stuff do you do? What type of content do you make? If I haven't already asked you before. We played Latex. Typing game was fun. Oh, okay, nice. What's on the table today? What's on the table right now is an MPU 6050. And what we are going to be doing is some precision soldering to start with. Now I'm more confused. I thought horsepower was a measurement of power, not work. So it's a measurement of... See, this is where you get super confused, because horsepower itself refers to 747 watts of power, or 44.7 kilojoules of energy. However, when you refer to horsepower, it can be defined over a smaller unit of time. So horsepower, like, is the work that's done over a period of time. Or not horsepower is the work that's done over a period of time. It's measuring the rate of work that you are doing over time. Anywho, those Mongolian horses are top tier in that sense? Perhaps. But yes, so we are going to start with some precision soldering, and hopefully it goes pretty okay. We'll see. If Sparks is around, I would very much like to hear from them on their opinion. But you guys were playing a typing game? How fast can you type? If you don't mind me asking, Poisson. And I'm just going to go ahead and break this guy off, and then... Hopefully this won't be too bad. I believe it's 8 pins. Okay, not very fast. My chat kept beating me. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That's a-okay. I wouldn't say I'm a slow typer, by any stretch of the imagination, but I would not say I am the fastest typer. Dude, okay. So back in like middle school, guys, back in middle school, I could type like 110 words a minute, 110, 120-ish words a minute by just like touch typing, completely self-learned. However, I don't know. I feel like that's slowly decayed over time because I don't really like practice for speed. Like, of course, being able to type at like more than like 50 words per minute, sure, that's useful. But I feel like after a certain point, there are diminishing returns because you legitimately can't think that fast. I can do around 160 to 200 pretty well. Okay, that's insane. Yeah. Yeah, that's absolutely insane. Hold on. I'm trying to think of the best way to hold this guy in place. So besides that, does anyone have any fun upcoming plans? Because my sister, one of my sisters is coming into town tonight, and I may hang out with her a little. Her and the nephew. My second favorite nephew. Don't tell my family I said that. If my mom or my sister's watching, I'm gonna get so much flack for that. Okie dokie. Your family in chat right now. You have favorites and you tell them. I mean, I'm not going to lie if someone asks. So if someone ever asks me my opinion on something, I'm not going to lie and tell you not my opinion. I feel like that's dishonest on the face of it. So I'd rather be upfront. Wait, what am I doing? Dude, I have a brain worm. Or not like a brain worm. I just realized that I can just run wire and then solder the bridge in between. Okay. So all I have to do is just this. Okay, we don't need the bottom two anyways. Soldering iron brand reveal. Actually, I have most certainly showed it off multiple times. I use a Weller. I do love my Weller station. Thank you, Chaos Dragoon, for the hydrate. I will remain hydrating. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And I need a 6-pin. That's a 5-pin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we are. Okie dokie, artichokes. So if I just solder like this. I feel like I'm doing something backwards and incorrect here. I don't know what the mistake is that I'm making yet, but I know for a fact I'm making a mistake. You guys ever get that feeling just like, ah yes, this is most certainly a mistake. I just don't know how it's a mistake yet. That is my current vibe. I'm not excited for the Steam machine. I built one, and although it's neat, this just seems like so much I can play on it. Okay, do you guys ever have, like, whenever you're testing out a brand new keyboard, do you guys have, like, a string of words that you type? Or do you just, like, kind of blindly type on a keyboard? If that makes any sense. What the heck? I do. Okay. Hold on. Please hold. Oh my gosh, why am I struggling so much to get it in? Come on. I guess I can just bridge it further. No, if I bridge it further, I'm going to bridge my contacts. Oh, hello, Ziv. How's it going? How's it going? I built new keyboards pretty often, so I'm often testing them. I usually do the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog, or Leon Fair Lantis Leo go gecko. Would you say that's a bridge too far? I don't know. Wait, Sheeny, you're around. You solder professionally or have soldered professionally. When you're how would you deal with this issue, essentially? If I wanted to connect female pins to this, the problem is that the little solder gets in the way and won't let it latch. So do I just solder more pins on top of it? If you happen to know. Lizard, why do you solder the header? Why did you solder the headers to the perforated board? You were going to use wires? If you were going to use wires. I don't know, Brink. I just work here. Oh, you're so right. I could have just soldered it upside down. Wait, no. I still would have had to solder it. I just soldered it the wrong direction. Hold on. Perhaps... Give me a second. I do have spares of these boards. Let me see if I have a spare. Because I see what you're saying. Give me just a second. Okay. Apologies about that. Hello, Ubery Creepiest. Welcome in, and also hello again, Ziv. I guess the way I could have done it was, like, stick the holes through this, then solder it. That would require me to have fresh boards, though, which I don't. Okay, well, you know what they say, when you make a mistake, just keep making the same mistake and dig the hole deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. Just desolder it. I don't have like a solder sucker or something, Sparks, so that's not really in the cards for me. Trying to brain right now, but I can't tell you the solution, but the solution is the whole thing. Okay. That's okay. I'll just do precision soldering instead, because that's clearly easier than just fixing my easy mistake with an easy solution, right? Remember, we do this not because it is easy, but because we thought it would be easy. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okie dokie. I should put that on my my door, high school science teacher. Yes. If you can connect those pins to new traces and connect your headers to the new trace, that would be the optimal solution. If not, and you find your... Okay. I'll just do it. I'll just... Fine. I'll just do it as close to properly as possible. Okay, thank you so much for following Felix. Oh, um, welcome in, Raiders. I am Mariana Aura. I'm a human hybrid VTuber dolphin. Thank you so much for the raid, Soy Milk. This is by far the biggest raid I've ever gotten. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome in, Raiders. Hopefully you guys had a good time working on your, was it a gaydar? I think. Hopefully all is going well. How far did you guys get along with your experiment? We are currently trying to work on a device that lets you roll the dice, and then it will tell you what you rolled. So yes, welcome in. Hopefully you guys are doing just dandelions. We were interfacing with sensors. Oh, nice. What type of sensors were you interfacing with, if you don't mind me asking? But yes, feel free to grab a seat down and feel free to chat and vibe. Hopefully you're able to take care of yourself. I mean, a gaydar have been one of your sensors, perhaps. Cool, you got an MPU. Yes, got a broken MPU. So many people. Wait, this means Soy ended stream before I put her stream up on my second screen. Wait, yeah, so what sensor and how are you doing that? Because when I was trying to think of how you do a gaydar, because you can't just, like, take... You can't take, like, a name, right? First time chat. Oh, wow, that is a lot of people. We were just using a ultrasonic sensor. I wanted to test them before I commit to a design. Okay, so if you're using an ultrasonic sensor, that's just a distance sensor, is it not? And then what's the PIR going to be used for, if you don't mind me asking? It just calls everyone gay. My excuse is since it's June, gays. Happy Pride Month. Okay. I'm unsure what to say in this situation. I'm not good at, saying stuff. But I think what we will do is I will drop a tiny bit of lore through a story, if that's okay with people who are here. So, Soy Milk, I will let you choose, if you don't mind. I'm going to make you make a choice. Would you rather hear the story about how I ran an underground black market in elementary school, or how I ended up in SPED twice? Or you don't, or yes. Oh, black market? I thought you were gonna make her pick a color. Okay, yeah, alternatively, Soy. Alternatively, Soy, you could also pick a color. You can also pick a color. So if you'd rather pick a color, let me know. Anyways, I do have to get soldering. Let's go and get soldering. Green. I think this is the closest color. I think a yellow-green is the closest color to you. Oh, it's okay. Ugh. I did just relapse, but that's okay. Anyways, let's go ahead and get soldering. Thank you for the follow. And thank you guys so much for the follows. Did she eat it? Yes, I did just eat it. It's okay. I tried a 24-pack of crowns before. They don't actually taste different. Does it not get in your teeth? Oh, it most certainly does, Lace Spades. Also, hello, Lace. I just need to solder. We just have to solder here. She did her spreadsheet and everything. No McNuggets today? Yeah, no McNuggets. But yes, I did proper science. I, like, calculated, like, the spread on everything. I thought I did a pretty okay job. Anyways, we're just going to begin soldering. Don't mind me. So, black market. It's like eating a soy wax candle. I'm guilty of tasting that too. I see a fellow crown enjoyer. Oh my gosh, it's kind of stuck in my teeth. But what I was saying was, wait, I've used one of those MPU 650s before. They drift a lot. Yes, but if we're only using it to measure basically what direction you are currently facing of 6, I'm not omega worried about the performance of it, right? Um, but Yar, but Yar. I was never clever enough to solve drift. It's possible to solve drift. We could just do calibration testing and then just like add it through constants. It wouldn't be too bad. If drift does end up being a problem, I can program a way around it. Like we can apply filtering pretty easily. But to the requested story, how I ran a black market. So, a little bit of backstory. I went to what you could say is an interesting elementary school, okay? I went to a very interesting elementary school. We had dog tags, we had to carry around our IDs. It was interesting. We had like student patrol members and stuff. Wait, this isn't gonna work. It was supposed to be the other way. This was supposed to be the other way. I got distracted. This was supposed to be the other way. It's okay, bro went straight to prison. No, I didn't go straight to prison. This was a public school, mind you. What were you in for? No, I was in for education, I suppose. But anyways, so I was at the school, right? And we had a school-wide currency, okay? We had a school-wide currency. And that currency would allow you to get free ice cream and free prizes every Friday. Eats Crown has dog tags. Is this a Marine school? I don't think it's a Marine school, though I could be, of course, wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Sorry, I was just counting out header pins. But you would essentially get prizes on Fridays, and you could redeem them for free ice cream. So there was a reward, essentially, for students behaving, for lack of a better word. And I need to solder it this way. This is so backwards. Yeah, that would work. Okay. I'm in for education. Listen, I love me some education. But as I was saying, so in 4th grade, we had both a school-wide currency and we had an in-classroom currency, okay? This in-classroom currency was whenever you did something good in class, like if you came up with like a great idea or something along those lines, you got something called an Einstein idea, okay? And that Einstein idea could be used to like essentially have different rewards. You could pick out prizes, you could like have special activities, etc., right? So it was obviously a very wanted thing for you to have these, right? So social credit. It wasn't necessarily social credit score, just a little similar to it, right? So when you got those ideas, you'd get rewarded with the currency, and they were just like fish pebbles, I'm pretty sure it basically was. I guess so. It was basically just those. Converting to capitalism early. Yes, they converted us to capitalism very early at that school. So what I initially started doing, okay, was something that was, I wouldn't say it was above board, but it certainly wasn't below board, right? So, hold on, I need some wire. Need some wire for a side. For a side, 1 second. Where's, of course, I can't find wire now. That's okay. We'll just use blue. We just need blue and another. Those short, you might be able to bridge them with solder. Those are short enough, you might be able to bridge it on solder. No, I don't think we'll have to. I'm kind of worried that if I'll try to bridge them with solder first, I guess. Let me give it a try to bridge it with solder. But, sorry, as I was saying, if I was at your school, I'd be counterfeiting currency. No, people tried to do that, but they got the currency custom printed, Soy. They got the currency custom printed, okay? And, They got the currency custom printed, so it was difficult to fake that. Though the Einstein ideas were just like aquarium gravel, for lack of a better word. They weren't like actually aquarium gravel, but it was something similar. I don't know what it's actually called. Yeah, no, I don't think I'm going to be able to just bridge the connection. Yeah, no, I'm not going to be able to bridge the connection here. Okay. You don't need to trick the teachers, only the other kids. Perhaps, but don't worry, we'll get to that point, Ziv. So, what I was doing was I was exchanging currency. I got myself a little business partner, okay? I got myself a business partner, and we started flipping currency, okay? Because on Fridays, blue tickets would be worth more. Else, Einstein ideas were worth more. So, of course, you know, there was a classic, like, supply-demand type thing, and people would need certain currency at certain times. So, exchanging as a money dealer made sense. So, we then decided, hey, this is a pretty good idea. Let's expand our business. So, what we do is we start bringing in stuff, and we start trading food, magnets, origami, all sorts of things like paper airplanes, all types of things, in order to get like either currency. So we essentially started selling stuff as well, which was nice. And this is all, I would say it's barely above board. Like, you'd essentially buy someone's snack for cheap and then sell it later for more. But it's okay. We're still in its infancy, okay? It's still in its infancy. So we get I get a slightly, maybe slightly unethical idea, okay? I get maybe a slightly unethical idea, and I'm like, okay, so what we're going to do is, remember the student patrol members? They had the ability to grant you the currency. They had the ability to give to give the tickets to people who were behaving properly. So what we did was we found someone who was on the student patrol, and then we bribed them with the class currency to give us the school currency in stacks. So you may say that counterfeiting might be a method, but hear me out. It's better if you just get someone who's working at the mint to give you the currency. And of course, little me, I do say that I'm constantly evil because I am evil. I am extremely evil. So little old me was like, oh yeah, this is gonna go great. This is gonna go great, you know. We bribed the cop. We bribed the student patrol member. Life's good. We are raking in the currency. We're able to exchange it. We're able to, like, keep a massive inventory. Everything's going great. And then, unfortunately, one day, okay? One day. One day, my teacher, like, you know, like the desks that were able to have stuff in it in elementary school? Like, I had one of those desks. Yeah, you got greedy. I did get a little greedy. That's okay. Like, little me had no ethics and didn't think things through, so that's fine. So again, I was keeping, like, massive supplies of snacks, toys, items, etc. And I remember, like, one day, she's like, Ori, what do you have in your desk? What do you have in your desk right now? And I'm like, oh, I don't have anything. I don't have anything. Well, I saw you with a toy, at your, like, in your desk. And I'm like, oh, no, I don't have anything. She's like, show me. So, you know, me being the little upstanding citizen that I am, I, like, slowly reach into my desk, right? I slowly reach into my desk. And I just, like, put a singular, like, folded origami on the thingy. And she's like, is there anything else that you have, Ori? And I'm like, item number 2. And then she just like keeps asking. And one by one, I just like keep putting more and more stuff on the table. So like more and more stuff on the table until I just like, I may or may have not like dumped just like a massive amount of supplies of random stuff, of snacks, of various different items, and she raided my stash. And unfortunately, it was confiscated. And it was at that moment, unfortunately, that my business partner at the time was like, you know, maybe we shouldn't be doing this. And he wanted his half of the currency. His half of the currency back. And there is honor among thieves, maybe. We're not thieves, but honor among merchants, I suppose. So I gave him, like, we split our currency. And then, dude, he gave it out to the entire class. He just, like, gave out all the currency away. So anyways, that is how I ran a black market in 4th grade. More or less. But, things work out for the better. Now I'm a very ethical dolphin. I'm evil. I'm 100% evil. And, nothing, at least one was an innocent soul. I'm not sure how innocent he was, right? How old is 4th grade? Like 10? I think I was approximately 10 at the time. Yeah, there's no way I'm going to be able to bridge these. Maybe I can. Oh no, there's no way I'm gonna be able to bridge this. Yeah, there's no way I can bridge these safely. Because I'm still gonna have, like, parasitic line interference. Okay, if that's the case. I know what to do. And now Ori gets attacked by White Room and burns cookies in the microwave. Yes, 4th grade is around ages 9 to 10 for Ruin the Economy. Yes, I did ruin the economy. And I did try to get my ill-gotten gains. And I did ultimately serve my time. But that's life. Give me just a moment. Just trying to shave this off. Of course, matter under observation is so much worse. Thank you so much for following, Dev. It is appreciated. Oh my gosh, I think I just made it so much worse. Okay, I guess what we are going to do is let me double check if I have any other sensors real quick. Give me just a second. Back in my elementary school, I would trade yellow wood sorrel I picked behind the fences for people's snack, but everyone loved that stuff. Oh, nice. One sec. No spare touch sensors. Okay. Honestly, I'm not sure what to do in this current scenario. I think the easiest way would just be redo the perforated board portion and move forward from there. So I think that's what we'll do. Let's just go ahead and redo it from perf board. Yeah, I think redoing it from perf board is probably the easiest way. Let me just get a piece of perf board out. But yeah, but Yar. Let's see. What else has been going on as of late? Need our little perforated board, probably the size. For our dice, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this guy, and we're gonna do it properly because I don't have my pipe cutters. Hey, Ori, are you currently partaking in a new challenge that you can tell the new viewers about? I feel like that's chilling. But yes, I am making content every single day, against my better judgment. It's going. It is certainly going. It is certainly going. It is most certainly going. Anyways, what I'm going to do is I am going to scratch this guy with a box cutter, and then we should... What day are you on? I'm on day 47. What is streaming but chilling yourself? I feel like streaming is just talking, vibing, and chatting, is it not? Oh my gosh, I do not have a straight hand. Okay, there we go. Thank you so much for following, Karak. I hope you have a good time for however you're here. Or you're really cool. I want to learn so much from you. Thank you so much, Soy Milk. I really appreciate the compliment. I really appreciate the compliment. I don't have much to teach, though. I am okay at electronics and no pipe cutters. Yeah, no pipe cutters. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to do this properly, which I know is, like, depressing. But sometimes you have to do it properly. It's not rip pipe cutters. It's more like I just can't find it because I'm mid-project, and I can't be hacked. Okay. Oh, thank you so much for following Sam Goober. Hope you have a good time while you are here, Mr. Gooby. Gnomes are hiding the pipe cutters. Maybe they are. Maybe they're hiding to learn. So is this going to be like a 10-centimeter cube or something along those lines? Yeah, it's probably going to be something along the lines of like a 10-centimeter cube. You're right. We have Twinkies, Cyboz. So I'm just spinning the pins back in place before we solder them. Okay, there we go. Let us get this gun attached. Like your fire safety? I am fire safety. I am nothing but safe with fire. That is such a bad method to do it, but this will work, unfortunately. Okay. Okay, so you see those pins here? We're just going to attach them this way. I think this will make more sense. I want to see Ori teaching CAD. I don't think you guys want to see the blind leading the blind. But what do I know? As I would normally say, I just work here. In case you're around, we always hang out in Discord and VC for a few hours afterwards if you want to ask stuff. Yeah, that is true. Wait. Hey, Soy. Soy, can I ask you a question if you're still around? If not, that's perfectly okay too. Actually, no, I'll DM you the question. I'll DM you the question. I shall DM you the question. Perhaps, maybe. Whoop. Whoop. Ori, wait before soldering. I'm also super mediocre at tinkering in electronics, and I always love learning new things. Go ahead. Can't you just connect those headers? I'm sorry, can't you just connect the headers to without perf board? Dancy. Hello, Alcohol Q. Welcome in. just hanging out. Yeah, we're just hanging out. Would you like to join my exclusive meme mailing list? L Cool and Q can maybe L Cool and Q could vouch for its quality. Everyone is showing up. Yeah, everything is showing up. Spooky. Okay. Some of them are from Discord, if I recall correctly. Heck yeah. Yes! Pog, that's another person on the meme mailing list, guys. Okay, not the cleanest implementation, but that got us mounted on the board. This is not a clean implementation. Oh no. I just realized that this is most certainly not a clean implementation for other reasons. Ah, it's okay. That's Future S's problem. Let's go ahead and get the other one attached. Did you let the solder flow? Yes, I did let the solder flow. Wait, the meme mailing list is real and not just a meme that's being meta? No, I legitimately have a meme mailing list that I send out to people to gauge to gauge interest. You know, maybe. Who cares if you're clean as long as it works? That's true. How do I join? It is an invite-only list, Mr. Dapsolute Zero. Don't worry. The membership will be reached out to you if membership is offered. Or it has a Snapchat dailies, but for memes on Discord. It's on Discord, but I thought it was an ongoing joke. Oh no, it's not an ongoing joke. It's actually real. Okay, thank you so much for following Anaka-say. Sounds harder than entering DARPA projects. It's not harder than entering a DARPA project. I don't know how hard it would be to enter. I don't even... That's like a government thingy, right? But I doubt it's that difficult. Okay, we just need to flow. We just need to flow it. Okay. Thank you for the posture check, Random Logic. I appreciate it. Oh, thank you so much for following. Digital TA, I hope you have a good time for however long you are here, whether it be 3 days, 3 years, 3 hours, 3 seconds, or 3 milliyears. What's a milliyear? How much is a milliyear? I guess that would be defined as about 8 hours, right? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8-ish hours. Yeah, I think it would be about 8-ish hours. Okay. This is such a bad method. I don't think that worked. I do not think what we did just worked. Unfortunately. Okay. Soldering is hard, though. Yeah, soldering is difficult. I hope those are linked well enough. Oh my gosh, that's a huge ball. I got a like. Thank you for being so welcoming. Thank you so much for the raid, Soy. It is truly omega appreciated. Now that should work. Okay. Okay, so now what we are going to do is we are going to go ahead. You solder so effortlessly compared to what I do, which can only be equated as a sci-fi volcanic eruption. That's insane for you to say, given where I was a year ago. Isn't that kind of insane? Sparks, isn't that insane to hear? Someone complimented my story. Anyways, let's go ahead and do some counting. So the idea here is, I probably want to reduce the size on this guy a bit. But the idea why we had to put this guy on perf board in the first place is that we needed to get it slotted properly. So we needed to have this guy be slotted in our dice. So what we are going to do is we are going to measure and make a cube that has the inside space for these. So let's go ahead and do that. So I do need my... Honestly, I could probably use a ruler here, but I will use calipers. Do you use leaded solder? No, I don't use leaded soldering. It's actually good now, but it was pretty bad a year ago. Yeah, it turns out that practicing multiple times a week will help. I'm always surprised they don't teach soldering in programs. Dude, I really wish that I would have learned soldering in school before college, but unfortunately it did not come before college. Okay, so this is looking at a 30.2. 30.2. It doesn't need to be perfectly gapped, but it does need to be gapped. Okay, so 30 by 30. And this guy's going to be 30, but this guy's going to be quite a bit larger than 30. I think we'll see if I can snap off a tiny little bit of this board. Yeah, I may try to break off another small piece of this board. They expect you to learn soldering before university? Wait, they do? Do they actually expect you to learn that? I feel like, at least in biomedical engineering, it wasn't required that you knew how to solder before you went into school. But I could be wrong. Fiberglass? Yeah, fiberglass indeed. Chomp the sweet fiberglass. I don't think I will be chomping the sweet fiberglass. Thank you, though. I want a 3D printer, but for circuit boards, those exist. They're very expensive, Brink. But there are things that automatically place it and reflow it. It's very expensive, though. It's, like, extremely expensive if memory serves. Okay. I learned kind of when I was young, since my dad was a technician, only solders, like, 2 years ago. Also, to power... Do you guys ever have, like, intrusive thoughts? Like, intrusive bad thoughts? Yes. Good, good, good. No. Constantly. Cool. I plead the fifth. Okay, stop the voices. Okay. I'm kind of curious if these boards can take 9 volts. Because that would make it so much easier than having to install one of these for size. If not, they cannot. Yeah, I don't think they can. Let me see if I have some 9 volts. I need to essentially reduce this guy in size a little. Okay, so we'll need one of those. 1 second. Okay, so essentially what I want to do here is I wanted to put this guy together so we could just make our battery a little bit more compressed. If I recall correctly, this was a very terrible attempt at it. It did work, I think, but... Gosh, this is an earlier piece of work. Anyways, let's model our square and go from there. Take apart the 9 volt, then use 4 double A's. I'm sorry, what? Okay, CAD time. We need to open CAD. Free CAD. And then I need to go ahead and share screen. Give me a sec. Okie dokie. One sec. You could take the 9 and harvest the 4 A's. I'm uncomfy. I'm a little uncomfy with the idea of doing that. I think we could in theory. Okay, there we go. Just gonna make a part. We want it on the XY plane. So we are going to go ahead and select the XY plane, click OK button here. So the objective here is to make a square. I want to make the internal of the square, we'll say 50 millimeters, so it can fit both of our pieces. So we want it to be at least 50 millimeters. Hold on, I want to double check that this is not longer than 50. Okay, it's... Hold on. Oop. It is actually a slight issue, because if you take a quick measurement of the cross-sectional of this, it is slightly bigger. It is 52, so we need to make it like 55 then? We'll make it like 55. We'll make it like 55 in width then, or like an internal size. So that means we'll make the outside like, just make our outside. Go ahead and start that off. We'll just do 65 cm or 65 mm. That would give us a 5 millimeter thickness on the walls. Is that durable enough? Or should we go with like 75 for 10 on each side? We'll go with 75. My gut check says 75 makes more sense. So again, we have our little square here. So what we are going to do next is that we are going to return to the sketch, go over here. We are then going to pad our image. So that's going to make the it's going to make a little tiny rectangular prism. What we are going to do now, though, is we are going to extend the sky out to be a square for each individual die. So we want this to be 75, and now we have a 75 by 75 square. What we need to do next is the difficult part, though. We need to put a hole in it. And do that. How big are these dice? Oh, wait. Hi, Slab. Hi, Slab. They are 75 millimeters by 75 millimeters. So again, the objective of this experiment is to make self-reading mechanical dice. So if you throw them, it will report whatever you roll in Twitch chat. And I've been watching for a while while I saw the PCB. Nice. Everyone really is here. Yep, everyone really is here. Anywho. Yeah, just in time to watch the caddening. Just in time to watch my CAD skill. 75 millimeter by 75 millimeter. Yes, that is correct. So I would like to put a hollow part in this. So part of me is debating if we should make this into 2 parts and then have it put together like an Easter egg, for lack of a better term. So I think I actually kind of want to go with that. So in order to do that, instead of making this a 75 millimeter tall thing, what we are going to do is divide that in half. That should be 38.75, but I will double check. 38.75. 38.75 plus 38.75 is equal to, 37.5, sorry. 37.5 plus 37.5, and that's 750. Okay, so we will go ahead and make this 38. And then the other one will be 36. Yeah, that'll be fine. Okay, then we need to fillet this. So if we put a hole or a pocket here, let's go ahead and go into adding a part to it. Okay. Y'all are gonna spike Ori's blood pressure? Nah, there's no way you guys will spike my blood pressure any more than it already is. Hold on. Okay, we are going to go to the sketch and then go to the dead center of this guy. Oh, we'll need a centered rectangle for this part. Affirmation. We are doing just Gouda. And I want this in dead center. Or this doesn't have to be in like dead center, but we want an approximate dead center, right? So this is 75 by 75. So again, the halfway point would be whatever 75 divided by 2 is, which is 37.5. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Ooh. I'm not supposed to press my num keys. Okay. Apologies. 37.5. 37.5 by 37.5. Okay. And then we have to make this a 55 by 55 so we can fit our battery holder. So 55 by 55, and that's the internal space. And then we are going to click close. And then what we are going to do is we are going to make a pocket. And for our pocket, we are going to dive this guy halfway down. So again, it's a 55 by 55. It is a 55 by 55. So we have to divide whatever that is in half. So let's go ahead and do that. So it is... Honestly, hold on. I just came up with a better idea. We can actually make 2 duplicate parts, and then we will go ahead and solder them together. Yeah, that will be way better. This will be way better. Okay. I'm stuffing, thankfully, only like 3 minutes up the road from my hotel. Very nice, dude. I ate like a child today. I ate 2 breakfast burritos and 2 bags of chips. You know, the breakfast of champions, guys. 37.5. So again, I want this 37.5, and then I want this pocket to be 8 bit smaller. McDonald's run or not today? No McDonald's today. Calculation. So again, 55 divided by 2 is 27.5, so we want this pocket parameter to be 27.5. 27.5 depth. So if you print 2 of these guys on top of each other, you should get like a twisted little Easter egg and be able to put them together with plasti-welding, which is what we are going to ultimately do once we get it placed. Of course, this dice will not be like 100% balanced. I will attempt to make it balanced, but it's not going to be like... It's going to be slightly unbalanced, and that's okay. Okay. Cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and export this guy out, and the batteries will never be changed. Yes, that is correct. And then we are just going to save off this guy as Easter egg, I guess. Easter egg dice. And we are going to go ahead and export it as an STL, and then we are going to start the print. And while we are doing that, we are going to be working the software. So give me just a moment to process the print, and then we will proceed from there. Okay, so again, we're taking this guy. Export. And downloads, throws it over here. And of course, our printer is off. That makes life so convenient. And I'm going to take you guys on a little vacation in the meantime while we get this guy printed. Or vacation, I suppose? A vacation? Yes, a vacation. Okay. Just going to take you guys with me to my other computer that's hooked up to our station. Won't be able to talk with you guys for a second, but give me a second. Okay, printer's on. Then what we need to do is I need to also set up my Bamboo Studio stuff real quick. Just give me a moment, and then we should have no issues. And again, I'm not expecting this to necessarily finish printing today, and if it is your first time here, the general energy we go for is like a hackathon type energy. We're just trying to get stuff done right. We're not necessarily trying to finish it in a single stream. But usually we try to aim for it being done in like 3 streams, give or take, depending on the complexity. Okie dokie. Let us take this, and we are going to go ahead and open the file. Open project. Downloads. Download. Downloads. Date it. Open it. Flip it on a different face. by 180. Hold on. I need to rotate this guy. And then we will start the print. Okay. So the print is started. Again, we probably won't finish it today, but thank you for the question, Alk. We are using a FreeCAD. Would suggest out of 10. Okay. Onwards and upwards we go. Okay. So again, we have these mounted on our perforated board. Let's go ahead and double check that we didn't brick them and we are still getting values out of them. That would be important. So I'm going to go ahead and power it, connect it to the computer. And again, the idea here is that, thank you so much for following Professor Norwell. Hope you have a good time here. Okay, let's go ahead and open this guy up. How are you getting so much better at CAD so fast I can't keep up? How much are you practicing off stream? I practice absolutely zero off stream. Like, unironically, I don't do anything off stream when it comes to at least advancing that tech. Obviously, I work full-time as a embedded software engineer, but I do not... Blue is the clock. I do not do the other things. Hello, Mandeth. Welcome in. Skill issue? Yes, indeed, skill issue. Okay. And then go ahead and get the voltage hooked up. And then we are going to be modifying our software to be able to run this guy on our network. So what we use here is TCP, Twitch Communication Protocol, and we are going to use Twitch chat for most of it. Okay. Let's go ahead and see, though, that this guy is working, is the most ideal outcome here. Okay. Boop. So if we go ahead and check our... If we go ahead and check our output here, you will see our acceleration in our X, Y, and Z axes. This is flat on the ground right now, so you can see that the Z is up pretty close to 9.81 meters per second. That's expected. If we go ahead and flip it over, it's going to return to a negative value, whereas on the side, it should cause the X to go positive. Other side should cause the X to go negative, and the other should be flat. And then the other direction is this. Wait, this? Yeah. Which is this direction. And it should cause Y to go positive and then Y to go negative. Okay. So that's how we are going to backwards derive it, by being able to see our X, our Y, and our Z in both the positive and negative directions. So that will let us backwards derive what orientation we are currently in. So this should be one orientation. We may actually need two. We may need two. So that's going to be one. Actually, if we force it to be a direction. Hold on. I'm kind of doing, like, slight experimentation. We'll figure it out. Okay. Anyways, we're going to need those. Let's go ahead and move on to getting it connected to the network. So we want Twitch to go ahead and be able to ping it and to see it. So what we are going to do is we are going to get the code for that up and running. So it's a matter of merging in our example code here, which is meant for an accelerometer, and then stuffing it into our network sim. Boop. Okie dokie. Let's go ahead and go with the network code. Make sure the network code compiles before we start porting stuff over. Sorry, I don't want to accidentally leak my Wi-Fi password. Not that that super matters. I would just be preferable if it didn't. Alrighty, awesome blossom. Let's move this guy over to our sketch over here, and let's get this guy up and running. So I'm just going to close out of this. We are going to do some quick copy pasta, move some stuff over, shouldn't be too difficult. We are going to set up our object for our MPU 650, or 6050, and let's get the rest of it working. Let's get the rest of the sky working. We don't need a serial line connection, or we can start a serial connection, but it's not necessary. But we do need to start everything else from the previous function, so I'm just going to put that at the end here. We don't need the client callback. And then inside of our loop, for the moment, we are going to go ahead and put this, or the devices, inside here. And that should go ahead and cause our serial output line. And then what we are going to do is we are just going to link this code up with Twitch, and we are going to say that this is the dice code. So dice code 1. Let's go ahead and compile it. It should work, assuming I did nothing terribly wrong. Should be good. Most excellent. Compile it without issue. Let's go ahead and get it attached. Oh, this is actually OAuth? And it should connect to Twitch under our username. Theoretically, you could connect it under a different username, but it's just easier to connect it under my own. So give it a second. It is reprogramming. We don't need it to print to the serial console yet, but what we will need to do is eventually run it exclusively off of Twitch chat, or what we will do as a mid-step is do that. Won't take too long. Thank you for the hydration check. I will make sure to hydrate. Okie dokie. So the bot code connects as expected. What we want to see here is we are going to go ahead and open our serial monitor, confirm that our device is still working and we're getting values out. As you can see, we are still getting our values out here. We do have it tilted right now, so it is a little wonky on those values, but that's going to be okay. Okay. Next. We go next. Okay, so we want to also confirm that our other board that we soldered is doing just dandelions. So let's go ahead and see if it's doing fine. Have to remember which board it is. Here it is. So let's get this one hooked up as well, make sure that it's working and still getting values out. We want to make sure that when we soldered, we didn't do any damage. Sorry, I had to sneeze again. And we got this guy all attached. Alrighty. There we are. Slab will never notice. Slab never does. He's probably gone anyways. It's fine. Okay. Okie dokie. Let's open this guy up. And as you see, we have our device still working. If we reset it, it should also still be working. That's a good sign. Oh. I said if we reset it, the device should work. Okay, there we go. Heck yeah. Oh no. You didn't see the crowns, right? You wouldn't have seen the crowns, right? Never. 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 Good, good, good. Crowns? Yeah, crayons. That's okay. That's okay. It's okay. If my boss knows that I've eaten crowns before, it's okay if one of my Oshis knows as well, but that's okay. Anywho, so with our code working perfectly fine, we want to go ahead and change this to an event that you guys are able to trigger, so you guys are able to see whenever we roll a dice. How did your boss know? I mean, why you nibbling the crayon? One second. Google Doc. Okay, so what I did was I was curious if crayons had like a different taste. So what I did was I ate 24 of them and I rated them on taste rating. So I gave them their taste and how they matched to the color along with miscellaneous notes. I then also over here I'm kind of in the way. Hold on, let me move slightly out of the way. Over here, you can see that we have an average score and our confidence interval and of 2 standard deviation with our 24 different samples. And unfortunately, nothing broke the confidence interval. So unfortunately, we had to accept the null hypothesis that crowns unfortunately do not taste different, but there was a spread of them, and then also, of course, I did try different brands and different colors of the same. I think my boss also knew I made a tier list. Or not a tier list, but I, like, tried it. Anyways, back to taking immense psychic damage. It's okay. It's science if you write it down. That's true. You have eaten worse. So true. Okay. Did you normalize your taste buds between tasting? No, I did not. Okay. Okay, so we essentially... Is it worse that I kept eating packing peanuts for stream or that I kept eating them off stream? Do you do, like, not, like, self-destructive things, but do you do, like, semi-self-destructive things to yourself off streams? Because I will randomly burn stuff at my desk when I'm... Okay, never mind. Forget that. Forget that. Anyways, we are going to make a test... Oh, not that self-destructive. Dances with Dolphins. Thank you so much for following Dances with Dolphin. Of course I burn stuff. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I just, like, will my desk is essentially just, like, a bunch of singe marks of me just, like, randomly burning stuff while in a VC. Oh, thank you so much, Dower Esquire, for gifting a sub to, Uwo's Lab. Wait, you gifted 3 months? Oh my. Oh no, the popcorn fire of 26. The pop... Also, Slab, is this not your day off? Is this not your day off? Because I thought Wednesdays we occasionally hear noises of pains from burns. It is. It's okay. Okay, Slab, we are going to make this dice. And then what we are going to do is we are going to go ahead and change the event, make the event happen, move over the code, and get it working. If they didn't want us eating packing peanuts, they wouldn't make them technically edible. I mean, are they edible, biodegradable, or something else? So I am just moving it over from something that's constantly looping to something that can be pulled. We are going to be changing the structure of the code, not to actually do serial lines, but one thing at a time, you know? It is just one step at a time. Multi-line editing is for chumps. Don't tell my boss that. Okay. I ran errands earlier today. Oh, good for you. Good for you. I was watching a bit of your super cool. Or you were rapidly cooling something, yes? Or trying to make a rapid cooler thing for beer, was it? I'm not sure what the material or the liquid was. Ah, the beer chiller. Yes, the beer chiller. Yeah, hopefully that was going well. Mark II. Yes. Okay. By the way, the fact that you made a reverse microwave, I'm jealous that I did not think of that. I'm very jealous I did not think of that. Not that it would be safe for me to attempt it, but I'm kind of jealous I didn't think of it. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and remove all these serial print lines. The only thing that we are going to care about here is our acceleration values, and I don't think we need the temperature. You can still do it, it's free real estate. It may be free real estate, but I tend not to go heavily into things that I don't understand extremely well. Okay, so we are going to have to make a few different storage variables. I think we might have to make 2 sets of dice. So I'm going to make a X alignment, a Y alignment, and a Z alignment for sensor 1 and sensor 2. That's going to allow us to essentially see which way our sensors think they are. In a better system, we would be able to have a third sensor that would tell us, or that we could get better truth data from. However, we don't have that, so smile. Sensor 1X. Okay, and then I'm just going to go ahead and make these all the way out. X, Y, and Z. Okie dokie, artichokes. Got this guy attached. Get this guy attached down here. Make this 2. Make this 2. Make this 2. Okay. So the other thing that we need to be careful of here is when we're getting the event for getting our values, is that we don't run into a high amount of issues with choking out our main function, or else it'll cause the code to reset. So I need to make sure that's not going to happen. So we have our values here. So let's go ahead and set our values. So serial or we don't need serial. What we need is we need this other part of code. Do Cheetos cooking salmon in the washer is a viable option? Okay, I'm pretty sure you can cook anything in the. You can cook anything in the microwave if you're brave enough. Again, like, you can cook absolutely anything you want in a microwave if you're brave enough. Cookies, yeah, especially cookies. Especially cookies. From an ecological, while it's safe for humans or pets to ingest small amounts, it's not advisable to consume regularly as they lack nutritional value. Great. We do love it. We do love nutritional value breaking, and we do love VTube Studio crashing midstream. That's our third favorite hobby, right behind inventing and breaking safety laws. Okay. A acceleration dot x. The Great Cookie Fire of 25. That's okay. Listen, we start a few fires. That's okay. We didn't burn down anything. Oh my gosh, that was a bad one though, wasn't it? Because if I recall, it smoked out the entire lab. And then that was also how I found out that my fire alarm didn't work. Okay, to be fair, dude, to be fair, when you guys say put it in the oven for 5 minutes, so the point was we were making Cookie Clicker, where you actually clicked the cookie, okay? Like you clicked the cookie to actually play the game. And someone said we were having issues with the cookie like crumbling essentially from being pressed. So someone made the smart idea of, hey, put it in the oven for 5 minutes to dry it out. So I took their instructions oh so perfectly, and I was just like, I will put it in the microwave oven for 5 minutes. It did not work out. It did not work out in my favor. Lost media. It may be lost media, but that's okay. Okay, we have our X, our Y, our Z, our bot's working fine. Okay, so I want to go ahead and make sure that this code compiles before we do anything else, that we're still able to get our data out. Most important thing is being able to get data out here, right? And then what we are going to do is we are going to look up a folded dice. Actually, hold on. We essentially have to figure out what we're going to call our rolls. So what I need is, ideally I need a dice. So hippity hoppity conjure a dice. Okay, so let me see if we can go ahead and show you what I mean. So if the accelerometer is showing one way over another way, so if it's upside down, we'll say it's a 6. If it's right side up, we'll say it's a 1. If it's this way, we'll say, or wait, if it's like essentially whichever direction it's currently facing, it will say its orientation. And we just need to program that in, or program the logic for this. So give me a moment as we program the logic for it. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is, I still mildly less dangerous than what Slab did with a microwave during the Filion collab. Okie dokie. Let's go ahead and get this guy working. We're probably just gonna apply logic connection. So, whenever you call the dice, or whenever someone in chat says dice, what we want to happen is we want it to get its current position, and then we want to read it, and then be able to process what it's seeing. So, the way that we're going to do that is, do we do an apps? If apps sensor 1x is more than or equal to sensor 1y and sensor 1x. So if we're taking the absolute values of this, I think you'd have to take an absolute value of everything. Should we just say if it's more than 9? Is it possible to get more than... Honestly, it might not be possible to get more than 9 on it anyways. Wow, that drift is bad with a capital B. Because that's 0. Oh yeah, because the dice is whatever... Okay, let's just move onwards and upwards. So we'll just set a threshold. So let's go ahead and code this out. We will set a threshold of plus minus whatever value. I mean, it just has to be within 45 degrees, right? Yes, so what we are using though, Brink, is that we are using the acceleration to predict it. So I need to know both. I need to basically see what the greatest value is. So if I did an apps and took the absolute highest one, then compared if the number was negative or positive, that would be the easiest way to divide it in computational time. I guess that's what we'll go with. So if, and then we'll just have to make the code work. It's simple, just make code work. Just like my boss says, just make code work. If sensor1 is... Well, I guess it's more like what I say. So apps sensor1 if app sensor1 is more than or equal to apps sensor 1y and then we copy pasta this. So if we copy pasta this together, we should enter the logic that x is the dominant factor. Go ahead with checking sign. If sensor1x more than or equal to 0, we will call that a 6. So send Twitch message 6, and then we'll make the else statement, so it's just instantaneous. Else send Twitch message 1. Oh. Okay. So 6, 1, and looking good. Then we just need to do that for everything. So I'm just going to copy this, and we're going to do it 2 other times, and then it should be good. We are, of course, going to have to change our values. So let's say we want to look at this one for y, x, and then y, and then z is still correct. And we will call this 2 and 4. 2 and 4. And then the last one, we want to compare value z. So z with x. And we want to make those, we are using values 1, 2. We are not using values 3 and 5. Okay. And then we will make this guy 3 and 5. 3 and 5. That should work, assuming we didn't make any logical errors, which is a big if. So let's go ahead and see how that works. So what should happen is every time the dice function is called, it should send a message of its current orientation, if we did it correctly. Should is a dangerous word, I know, right? Especially considering I am not in the right state of mind. But that's okay. Big if and only if. Yes, it's a big if and only if, and that's okay. Sometimes things are big, sometimes things are not. Nodders. Right, so intuitive thoughts, or intrusive thoughts 1, if it is D10, it hits 6, then 9, it should print nice to chat, and no, not a 6, 7, 1. By the way, guys, I was in a work meeting. I was in a work meeting today with, like, important people with important people, and that kept coming up, and I don't normally participate in brain rot, but man, I was close. I was close. They let you out of my white room? Yes, they actually made me do a little like demonstration inside the white room, and then a bunch of people watched. Yeah. Oh, they also got to see that the floor attacked them as well, so that was good. Okay, so if you guys could type dice capital, or like capital dice, all capital dice should work. Okay, so that will say it's a 3, so if I flip it upside down, and then you do dice again, it should be a 5. And then if we flip it, I don't know, some other direction, it should be a different direction. And then this should be a different direction. And then this should be a different direction. Go ahead and call dice one more time. But yes, so it's working correctly. Turns out that we're pretty okay at making code work in real time. And 4. Okay, so we're able to see all different ones. So what will happen is whenever you guys call dice, we're going to throw the dice, then it's going to be able to read it. And then wherever it lands, you guys will just call the dice function, and then it will say what it lands. The problem is that the print's not going to finish for a while. So I am going to go ahead and do some quick soldering. So we're going to do some quick soldering, because we need to solder together our batteries anyways. Apologies. There we go. Okay. Let's go ahead and get these guys together. So we just need to put the negative and positive ends together, so I need to ship this guy out and then reattach. Unfortunately, the previous implementation was a little too rough for us, and wouldn't work. More or less, it took up too much space, so let's go ahead and get that working. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and strip these guys down. We're probably going to attach them with electrical tape to keep them bounded together. I believe if we want to keep our voltages together, we connect the negative and positive leads together, then just lead out. So that's what we'll be doing. Give me a moment. And I believe this is 20 gauge. I think this is 20 gauge. Yeah, it's 20 gauge. So yeah, besides that, thank you guys so much for being here today. It's really super duper appreciated as always. I'm always so happy when I get to stream and talk with y'all. Especially the new friends here today. But yeah, let's get it. You're not going to use the AAA cells? So you're talking about stripping out... You're talking about stripping out the battery here and popping out the tabs? Is that what you mean? Thanks, I like hearing your process while I work. Nice! Glad to hear that. And yes. So that is possible. One sec, I'm looking to see if there is a inside of these batteries. I'm sorry. Or you just use a new pack of batteries? What do you mean use a new pack of batteries? I do have a new pack of batteries, but honestly, I've never opened up a pair or like a 9-volt battery, so I'm a little bit uncomfy, but it should just be peeling it, yeah? You just peel out the outside and it should have the cells stacked inside either horizontally or vertically, yes? Yeah, let's just go with the proper method, or not proper method, but air quotes improper method. Let's go ahead and get these guys soldered together, joined, and then outputted. Probably need slightly more of that stripped. And then we'll be good. Mm-hmm. It will just slide out if you uncrimp both ends. Yeah. Okay, hold on, hold on. Just in case, curiosity demands it. Curiosity demands it. Just in case, we're ready. We're ready. We have our fire extinguisher literally right here. Hold on. Choosing wire strippers for this is wild? Wait, why is that wild? Is there a proper method of doing this? Ah, yes, come back from 10 snips if anything. Hammer? I don't think a hammer's the right play. I'm gonna call cap on you. Bandsaw? I know how to use a bandsaw, but I don't think that's a good idea. Nor do I have a bandsaw in the lab. Ooh, I would like a bandsaw, though. I wish I had room for a bandsaw. I could buy a bandsaw, but I don't have room for a bandsaw, you know? Hold on. Curiosity demands it. Get a truck and put the bandsaw on the truck. Are you serious? I think you can just push it. Oh! Good. See, I don't like the solution here. I don't think this is any better, to be perfectly honest. Because it's just... The solution here is to remove 2 of these, right? And then you have 6 volts. They're 1.5 if I recall correctly. Hold on, let's see what we get. These just seem like AA batteries with more effort. That sounds right. Yeah, I believe 1.5 times 6 is in fact. Okay. They are. They're literally quad A. How are they attached? Hold on. Let's get this guy a little too far. There we go. You know what they say, always cut towards yourself, right? Spot welded, probably. Oh yeah, they're like... This is how they're attached. So in theory... Okay, so in theory, if I disconnected here and here... So in theory, if I had disconnected... Oh my gosh, you can make little... You can... Sorry. Okay. Look, you have a cool little bracelet. You have a cool bracelet, dude. I feel like this isn't any more efficient. Slow and painful amputation, let's go. That's so powerful, I love it. Instead of a charm bracelet, it's a harm bracelet. I don't think it's a harm bracelet. The problem is I don't... Okay, so in theory, so long as I don't ground the two together, soldering to the end of this should be okay. And assuming I don't touch the cell and assuming I don't heat it up. No, that's too many ifs, dude. This is too many ifs. I don't like all these ifs. I don't like all these ifs. I'm still gonna go with the other method. Yes, you are correct, by the way, Sparkly Galaxy. You are so correct. You could do it. I am just not comfortable going with this method. You'll want to run the iron and be quick to solder the tab. Yeah, that's the thought. Don't forget those cells don't have any individual protection. Yeah. That's okay. That's why we flush it directly into the ocean. Gotta recharge the electric eels somehow. So true. So true, Wolf. So true. Okay, how was I supposed to know that you're not supposed to throw away D batteries? Like, if you were taught as a kid it was okay to do, like... You learn things from your parents. It's on the battery. Yeah, but I can't read. I'm an engineer. Engineers can't read. It says so. It's a picture. Duck. Duck, duck, goose. I don't need to dump all. To be fair, who actually looks at the batteries beyond which way is positive exactly? And also, yeah, if you look at it, like... Wait, does any of this say don't throw it away? Oh, yeah. Yeah, don't throw away batteries. But... wait, why negative to positive here? Makeshift 6-volt adapter? That is correct. We're making a makeshift 6-volt adapter. That is correct, Brink. So I essentially want to keep it as close as possible to it. Oh, also, it's probably not a good idea, Sparkly Dark Matter, considering we're literally throwing it. So we'll literally be throwing the unprotected cells around and they'll be banging against each other. That's probably not super safe for work. Also, we love the Weller 10NA 10NA. I cast Fireball. Okay, that would be pretty cool to be able to throw a dice that casts the Fireball. I'll make that later. Okay, looking good. Let's go ahead and get the other side soldered up. So I need some female connectors for this. So what I'm going to do is we are going to take a donator and we're going to make it work. Okie dokie. Like this. 18 gauge. Thank you so much for following Pokemane's Red. I hope you have a good time for however long you're here. And also, what's your favorite Pokemon? Because mine is Dutrio. Or maybe that or Totodile. Or Wobbuffet. I really like Wobbuffet. I have a few Wobbuffet plushies. Wobbuffet's pretty poggers. Okay. Vaporeon? I like Vaporeon, but I don't love Vaporeon. Why? There's nothing wrong with Vaporeon if it's your favorite Pokemon. Tyranitar, my boy. Hello, me and my cat are enjoying your stream. She probably likes Wire. My favorite is Umbreon. Cloudsire is a silly little guy, that's true. Okay. So let's go ahead and get this guy attached as well. Then we'll be good. And as long as we can get this guy powered, I'll be in a pretty happy position for us going forward towards Friday. Of course, matter under observation is oh so much worse than matter not under observation. Okay, that should be fine. I can't believe today is Friday. It's not Friday. Today is Wednesday. Not the cleanest connection, but that should be fine. And then we want to do the same thing for this wire. So we're just going to take the donor and do the same thing. Gosh, I wish it was. Yeah, me too, but, you know, every day can't be Friday. Actually, wait, is that a Froglock? There's no way that's a Froglock. No, it's OS Frog. Okay. Hello, Wacky. Crunch, crunch. Okay, there we go. Let's get this guy connected and turned over. Then we should be good. You seem to know your Twitch emotes really well. Okay, considering I was literally called poggers at work, yeah, I know my Twitch emotes well. I'm kind of brain rotted, unfortunately. Alright. This guy up slowly. Now I just want a nice coating. Mostly should go this way over, but... I don't know why I'm having such difficulty getting the copper wire to adhere. Here we are. Probably just nervous. It's okay. Sometimes nerves happen. I'm just gonna accept the fact that this guy's gonna trip. Okay, that should be fine. You might even not rival me on meme knowledge from the little. Yes, I actually know every single meme. I actually know every single meme, even the unsay-so ones. Anyways, let's go ahead and check if this guy works. It should be fine. Just need some double A's. I also made spicy, crunchy chicken and this stuff slaps. Nice. Can confirm. Listen, when you have, like, tens of thousands of hours on the internet, you too can know everything there is to know about the internet and internet culture. Alright. There we go. Let's go ahead and see if this guy is able to connect to Twitch. I should definitely tape these guys over, but for initial... I shouldn't short it. Yeah, no, I'll tape it over. You could use heat shrink, by the way, here, but we are just going to use some electrical tape. It doesn't need to be the cleanest. For our purposes. Porpoises. Okay. Okay. Dokie, no problems. For our purposes? Yes. For our purposes. But yes, I wanted to thank you guys again for all being here today. It is super duper appreciated. We are getting fairly close to being done for the day. So a question that I have for you guys is, who do you think we should raid today? Was a question I have as I'm finishing wrapping this guy up. And we usually go off of whenever chat tends to agree. So, like, if chat writes the same person multiple times, that's generally who we rate. Okie dokie. Arise, maybe. The person I would suggest is raiding out now. Okay. Let's see. Shumimi. We haven't raided Shumimi in a while. Arise or Jane's friend Shumimi is still on. Okay, so it looks like it's between Shumimi and Arise. We haven't done Shumimi in several months. Okay, odds. We will do odds Arise and evens Shumimi. Okay. Odds Arise. Okay, so we'll raid heirs. Alright. Anyways, let's go ahead and test and make sure that our battery connection works. We're getting a little ahead of ourselves. There's also a chance that our solder job is improper, though, to be perfectly honest, I don't think that's a high possibility because we're an expert. So it should connect to Twitch chat any second now. And then if you guys type dice with a capital, it should tell you your orientation. And then same thing, if we flip the orientation, if we landed somewhere else, it should say, this should be 5, I believe. Which direction we're currently pointed should be 5. So if you could use dice, I think we'll be good. And yeah, I think we'll be wrapping this up on Friday. And we'll probably be starting a new experiment as well. Ooh, 4. 4, you say? Wait. This one? Hold on. This guy? It's okay. I don't have them memorized. I apologize. We'll have to figure it out later. Okay, so what would you guys like the raid message to be? I'm thinking something dice related. We rolled the dice. We roll the dice. Ba-ba. Not gonna lie, but we roll the dice. Okay. Dice to be here? Oh, yeah, I like dice to be here. I like dice to be here. We rolled all of it. Yes. Feel free to choose any message. Again, thank you guys so much for being here. It is super duper appreciated. And we are going to raid out to Airs. So again, yeah, make sure to have a good afternoon, evening, and night, or wherever you are. And I hope to see you guys on the Flippity Flip. I will be streaming Friday at the same time. I will be in Discord briefly after stream as well. So yeah, see you guys later.